come out, and we get set for the first match here. 3 rounds, 7 minutes between Darby and Gutierrez. Jeremiah Darby, a redshirt freshman out of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, only competed in 6 matches in his first year, his redshirt year, as Gutierrez gets the left leg up and brings Darby down for the 2-point takedown. Darby mostly competed in the invitational meets that the wrestling teams compete during the year. Fabian Gutierrez, meanwhile, last season went 17-4 at 125, mostly competing in invitationals, and was 4-0 in dual meets last year. And so far this year, Gutierrez has done quite well.
This is Derby's second year wrestling at 125 pounds for North Carolina. Joined on the roster by
He was able to get second place, Gutierrez, at the Southeast Open in Roanoke, Virginia. And he was one of the 4 mocks that got a pin on Friday against Davidson. Got it in less than 2 minutes in the first round. And that was coming off their last meet when they traveled up to Iowa City to take on Iowa. Chattanooga was shut out by the score of 39-0. So we have a dangerous move on the back of the head. Restart in the center. Head referee advising Gutierrez on pressing against the back of the head as Derby gets back on bottom. Minute 10 remaining in this first round after Gutierrez getting the early takedown. And has a significant amount of riding time, 90 seconds and counting. And now Gutierrez trying to turn him over. Good reluctance by the young freshman so far in the first 2 dual meets. As we have an attempt at a pin here. This could be the second pin in a row, but it looks like it's going to be a near fall, 4-point near fall for Gutierrez. The first 2 dual meets of the year were wrestled by Joey Melendez, who was ranked a couple weeks ago in the top 20 at 125. And another 4-point near fall, as there was a pin right on the edge of the out-of-bounds line. So back to neutral, and Derby's in a world of hurt. Already down 10-0 in this first match. And that horn ends the first round as Derby will decide, and he defers, looking over to Coleman Scott. Gutierrez will take bottom here to start the second round. And obviously for the next 4 minutes, unless something miraculous happens, Darby's intention is to make sure that this doesn't become a technical fall. It's already 11-0 with a quick escape. The goal for the young freshman would probably be just to wrestle this out the next 4 minutes and get back to the drawing board in terms of on the practice mats. Quick reaction from Gutierrez, and he's got 1 leg and now 2, and it's a quick 2-point takedown. Excellent speed from the junior. As it's now 13-0 in favor of Gutierrez. 4-3 he is, actually a 5-3 he is this season. And now with one shoulder on the mat, he's trying to get that second shoulder down and try to get another near fall and end this now. 40 seconds remaining in the second round. Gutierrez just showing patience here. And Derby's got to show a bit of movement here, otherwise potentially was almost called for a stalling warning as the second round comes to an end. And now for the third round, Derby will take bottom. Yeah, this is a great recovery for Fabian Gutierrez, as we said, and counts being done as Gutierrez has got a great hold. And it's a 2-point near fall, and that's going to be a technical fall for the junior Fabian Gutierrez. So 5 points for Chattanooga. After this first is going to be the sophomore out of Miami, Florida, Franco Valdez, as he goes up against Jamie Hernandez. Last year, Hernandez finished 9-4 as a redshirt freshman and won his first dual bout in his debut against Arizona State in a major decision against Corey Crooks. He also posted dual wins over against Virginia and against Bucknell, and was runner-up at the Cleveland State Open at 141. Valdez, meanwhile, in his freshman year, went 8-9, competing mostly in tournament action. And for Valdez, this is his third meet. Actually, his fourth meet competing in dual bouts. As we have a close look here for the first takedown by Hernandez against Valdez. He's got to hold the left leg, trying to draw him into his own body and then bring him down. But excellent resistance from the Floridian. As we pass the midway point of the first round, Hernandez now turning Valdez in front of him, driving him into the mat with a solid stance as Valdez is defending well against Hernandez's advances. He's now got two legs in the first takedown for Carolina here, right at the edge of the out-of-bounds circle, and now Hernandez will try to draw him back in. .30 seconds remaining in the first round. The mocks had either Valdez or Wade Cummings available at 133. As Valdez is trying to escape right at the end of the first period. And both wrestlers now outside. And they'll take it back to the center. Almost a minute of riding time in that first round for Jamie Hernandez, as he has the early 2-0 lead. And now, after the deferral, Hernandez will take the down position to start the second round. Hernandez won and get the quick escape. He won his first 2 dual meets of the year, defeating Austin Assad of Michigan in a major decision, and then taking down Brandon Keir with a major decision in his matchup against Stanford. And now he has a 3-0 lead after the quick escape early in the second round. Hernandez took third place at the Southeast Open, even defeating his own teammate, Joe Heilman, in the run-up to that third place finish. .40 seconds remaining in this second round as we're back to a neutral position. Shakedown from Hernandez against Valdez. Neither one getting an edge in it. Getting an edgewise. And this is pivotal for Valdez. Obviously, he'll take the bottom position for the third round. And we may have a quick takedown here, but good defense by Valdez, preserving the 3-0 lead, the 3-0 deficit. And now if he can get the escape, he's one takedown away from tying it up. Valdez, the sophomore out of Miami, Florida, was an All-American in high school, competing out at Southwest. Hernandez doing really good in this opening seconds of the third round. He now has over a minute of riding time, and every second is precious to Valdez if he can try to get out. Valdez does get out. It's now 3-1, but Hernandez has a minute 23 of riding time. So as the seconds tick away, it's imperative for Valdez to get a takedown and try to reduce that riding time advantage that Hernandez has. That would be the deciding point. A minute to go in the third round as you hear Chattanooga coaching staff encouraging Valdez. Hernandez still has to show a bit of an affront, knowing that he has a sizable lead, but can't be called for any stalls. Valdez comes in, has a good hold on the left leg, but solid defense by Hernandez. 25 seconds remaining in this third round after the technical fall by Fabian Gutierrez giving the Mocs the opening 5-0 lead in this dual meet as clash is stopped. Now 10 seconds remaining. Valdez has to go quick. Does so, but it's excellent defense by Hernandez, and the Tar Heel, Jamie Hernandez, is going to pick up the win. His third consecutive dual bout victory. 4-1 on the card in terms of the result, and it's a decision win for Jamie Hernandez, and it now makes things 5-3 afternoon. Murphy, the sophomore, finished 7-6 in his first year in action, mostly competing in tournaments. Was 6th place at the Hokie Open last year. And now this year, Aiden Murphy won his first match of the season in a close one over David Loniuski of Davidson by a 6-5 scoreline. Meanwhile, Zach Sherman, who's got a good hold of Murphy, brings him down for the 2-point takedown. Sherman lost a tough match against 13th-ranked Real Woods of Stanford. It was tied at 2 apiece late in the third round, and then a last-second escape from Woods gave Sherman the loss. But Zach Sherman, as we said earlier, just has done pretty well wrestling at 133. Competed in the NCAA championships in his freshman season, his first year at 133. Including a 4-2 overtime victory against Ali Naser of Arizona State. And last season went 12-4 at 133 and just missed the qualifications for the NCAA championship, just finishing outside of the medals at the ACC championships as Sherman took Murphy out of bounds. So we are back in the middle as Sherman with that early takedown and has 46 seconds of riding time midway through the first round.
Zach Sherman is currently ranked 24th at 141 pounds by Flow Wrestling. This week he's ranked as high as 20th by Track Wrestling.
And referee giving the 1-point escape to Aiden Murphy. These two wrestlers actually wrestled earlier in the year in the Southeast Open, and Sherman was the victor by major decision, 10-2. And referee motioning to Sherman about his grip as first stalling warning issued to Aiden Murphy. .30 seconds remaining in the first round, as Sherman already has a little over a minute of riding time. Takes a look at the clock, knows he's applying his strength and power on Murphy as both wrestlers go outside. Bring it back to the center and to the neutral. And the horn will sound. And Sherman is given the option. And he is going to take the bottom with that 1-point lead in that slight edge in riding time. Obviously eyeing the quick escape. And it is a quick escape. About 7 seconds of riding time come off. So it's now 3-1 in favor of Sherman. Good fight here as Sherman's trying to force Murphy into a tough decision here in terms of his defending. And a 2-point takedown right as Sherman kept his left foot in bounds and gets the takedown and now has a 5-1 lead here against Aiden Murphy. False start by Sherman. He did quite well in some of the invitational tournaments that the Tar Heels competed in, getting second place at the Wolfpack Open and third place at the Midlands Championship. And now he's turned him over. They're trying to get the count, and it wasn't there. And I think Coleman Scott's going to challenge. Clock is stopped with 43 seconds. Coleman Scott thought that should have been at least the top 20 of the top wrestlers at 141, according to Intermat Wrestle. Top ranking ACC wrestler at 141 is Tariq Wilson, ranked 11th, a junior out of NC State. Two other wrestlers from the ACC at 141 are ranked. Pittsburgh's core table to make sure that the clock and the score is correct. So the challenge is successful. It is a 2-point near fall. And now we are back to action at center mat with Aiden Murphy now down 7-1 after that 2-point near fall against Zach Sherman. And Sherman's looking for more here. As we said, got a major decision in their first meetup earlier this year at the Southeast Open. And here's another count. And it looks like right now it's another 2-point near fall as Murphy is able to spin back out of it. But now the deficit has climbed to 9-1. And now we're back in major decision territory. Both wrestlers forced out of bounds, take it back to the center. 7 seconds remaining in the second round. And it has been all Zach Sherman getting the early escape. Then a takedown, just keeping his left toe in bounds. And back-to-back 2-point near falls. And after 2 rounds, it's now 9-1 in favor of the redshirt sophomore out of Florida. Murphy taking bottom position. He's already got the riding point. Just about in the bag. Now over 2 minutes of riding time. And Sherman, he is desperately looking for more. Trying to get that fall. Almost had Murphy in a world of trouble. 1-point escape as Murphy was able to get back onto his feet. And so now we're back at neutral with 75 seconds remaining in the third round. Riding point is locked up for Zach Sherman. And a 2-point takedown, and now a major decision is almost all but guaranteed for the North Carolina Tar Heel, Zach Sherman, and will give put Carolina on top in this dual meet. Sherman lets Murphy out of it. But now it's a matter of time as he's looking for another takedown. Gets it right at the end. Major decision for Zach Sherman, both a couple weeks ago and now today, as it'll be 14-3 victory for the sophomore Zach Sherman, and it's now 7-5 in favor of the Tar Heels after 3. An exceptional wrestler last season, was the Southern Conference Freshman of the Year, posting a record at 12-9 at 149, and was the runner-up at the SoCon tournament where he earned an automatic bid to the NCAA championships. And so far this year, Tanner Smith, as he almost has a takedown there against Goldfeder, is 5-3 on the year this year. Tanner Smith got a technical fall on Friday in the win against Davidson. Goldfeder, meanwhile, got a win against Stanford's Stephen Abate. And so far this season, Goldfeder is 1-2 on the year, as Smith has a chance at a takedown here. Goldfeder's agility making it hard to secure the 2 points, as he's got a hold of Smith's right ankle. Precarious spot here for Goldfeder as Tanner Smith tries to get on top and establish a takedown position, and he does. 2 points for the sophomore from Chattanooga. Tanner Smith is actually a transfer as well. He spent his first year in 2018 at Eastern Michigan. And redshirted that year. So we have a stalling warning on Goldfeder right at the end of the first round. And now Goldfeder's got a lot to think about, down 2-0, and 53 seconds of riding time for Tanner Smith. And with the lead, he's going to take the bottom position and try to build on it. And the early escape, 7 seconds into the second round, makes it 3-0. And Tanner Smith is looking for more here. Good shake. Has a grip of Goldfeder's left ankle, trying to drag him back in so he can secure the takedown right at the out-of-bounds area. Had it for a fraction of a second. Still, what aggression from the sophomore from Ohio. As Goldfeder's in a world of hurt, and that's a 2-point takedown. Just bended Goldfeder to his will. Right at the edge of the out-of-bounds area on the mat. Now it's 5-0 in favor of Smith midway through the second round. And so far through the first 3 matches, the wrestler that has established the early lead has dealt with little resistance. As we said, technical fall win by Gutierrez at 125 as Smith turns Goldfeder over. Initial count at a near fall. And referee is kind of holding that count. And it looks like it's just going to be a 2-point near fall here. 7-0 in favor of Tanner Smith right at the end of the second round. And in complete control with 1:48 of riding time. This is slowly turning into a major decision. And it will put Chattanooga on top regardless if it's a regular decision or a major decision. But so far through the first 4 bouts, it appears that every point counts. As we mentioned, Chattanooga really coming off a high in their first Southern Conference meet on Friday, taking down Davidson in a dominating shutout form, 47-0. This coming after getting blown out themselves up at Iowa City against the second-ranked team in the country, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Big Ten famously known for its wrestling. Schools like Penn State, Ohio State. The 2 big programs. And Iowa now making some noise of their own, ranked 2nd in the country. As it's possible, we might see a second stalling warning against Goldfeder. There it is, second stall warning, 1 point to Tanner Smith. So now it's 8-0 with the riding time point. This is major decision territory. But again, knowing that the challenge that they faced against Davidson was going to be a much different challenge today, Chattanooga's really shown good form in their first, especially in their 2 victories, at 125 with Fabian Gutierrez and here at 149 with Tanner Smith, a major decision win for the sophomore, 9-0. 57 is the local product, Jorge Carpenter out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Went to Carborough High School, and obviously he has family here looking to see him wrestle. As Headley gets the opening takedown, 24 seconds in. Carpenter, transfer out of Penn State University. Headley, meanwhile, went 20-12 in his junior season last year, qualifying for the NCAA championships, primarily starting at 141, finishing fourth at 141 in the ACC championships. And after the escape by Carpenter, it's 2-1, but Headley's looking for more. He's got a good edge here, trying to secure the takedown. Now, hand to the face. This is a decent chance for a reversal here. No points given, but Smith was in a world of problems, but now he's able to turn this around. And Smith gets the 2-point takedown. So after being down 2-1, Jorge Carpenter now up 3-2. And Headley able to spin away, get the escape. Really exciting match so far here in this 5th of 10. As it's Chattanooga 9, Carolina 7. After 4 bouts, and we are now at 157. AC Headley so far this season, 4-2 on the year, getting 3rd place at the Southeast Open. And he was named the ACC Wrestler of the Week on November 12th after getting a really good upset against the 10th-ranked Will Lewin from the University of Michigan as he secures a takedown here. And now has a 5-3 lead right at the end of the first round. As you see him having to adjust. His head protector. And now with the lead, he will take the bottom position. Good reversal from Headley. What a quick spin move. Able to get up to the neutral and get an escape point. And now it's a 6-3 lead for AC Headley. Jorge Carpenter last wrestled earlier this year against Iowa, losing in a major decision to the 2nd-ranked wrestler in the country, Caleb Young, as now AC Headley is building a lead here with the takedown. It was tied up at 3 apiece right towards the end of the first round, but then Headley got a takedown just at the end of the round, an escape early in the second, and now another as we have a stall warning called against Headley right at the end as they were spinning towards out of bounds. And now the redshirt senior will take over on top. Carpenter gets to a standing position, frees himself, gets the escape point. Now 8-4. No riding time advantage for either side. Currently, it is Headley that has an 11-second edge on riding time as the horn sounds the end of the second round. Great response from Headley, especially after conceding the lead early on. He is able to get it back, and now he has increased it to a 4-point advantage as Carpenter takes the bottom position to start the third. And Headley will just let him go. It's now 8-5. Obviously, this is an important time frame here in this fifth bout of 10. Goal for Headley will just be to maintain the lead, get the 3 points for the decision, and hope that the rest of the team can build off this lead in the dual meet. If they are to secure it, as Headley almost had a chance there, but Carpenter able to spin out of it. Both coaches standing up, screaming confidence to their wrestlers. Just a minute remaining in this third round. We had a very compelling match at 133, won by Jamie Hernandez. Stall warning actually called on Headley. Second stalling warning, and it's now 8-6. And Carpenter's a takedown away from tying this up. Gets in edgewise. Good defense, though, from Headley. .30 seconds remaining as Headley now brings Carpenter up. Pressure on the back of the neck. Bring it back to neutral. It's brought a rise from some of the fans here at Carmichael Arena. 20 seconds remaining as Headley now just playing defense, trying to preserve the lead. As Carpenter's trying to get his shot in right at the end. Headley standing firm, shakes it off. And it's going to be a win for AC Headley against the hometown for the NCAA tournament, even picking up an upset against second-ranked Joey Lavallee. And instantly, 10 seconds in, Monday has a 2-point takedown against Nicholson. Last year, Kennedy Monday went 10-5 and was mostly hampered by injuries. Picking up an injury in late December and missing the rest of the season. But Kennedy Monday, so far this year, has been absolutely phenomenal. Finishing in second place at the Southeast Open in his championship match against Quentin Perez as Nicholson gets the escape. Monday was pinned with 1 second remaining in the third and final round, and Monday's quickly back on the offensive with a 2-point takedown. Monday lost his last match against 8th-ranked Shane Griffith of Stanford, and currently at 165. Kennedy Monday ranked 18th in the country, according to intermatwrestle.com. Fourth. He's ranked 4th against ACC competitors ranked in the top 10, and after the stoppage. Kennedy Monday making the sign to give Nicholson the immediate escape because Monday is now privy to just get takedowns and accrue points. And as you see right there, quick takedown. Already a 6-2 lead with a minute 23 remaining in this first round. And Kennedy Monday with that impressive frame that he has, able to show great versatility in terms of his strength, in terms of his speed, in terms of his agility. Gives Nicholson the escape. And in terms of his height as well, as immediately gets another takedown. 50 seconds remaining in this first round. He's already got over a minute and a half of riding time. And as we said just a moment ago, Monday is just going to be looking for takedowns, try to build this into a major decision and allow Carolina to extend their lead in this dual meet. 2-point takedown. It's now 10-4 in favor of Monday. And a pressure on the back of the head forces a stoppage with 19 seconds to go in this first round. Drew Nicholson, the sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. Lost to Kennedy Monday in the Southeast Open. That also by a major decision. As after the first round, it's already a 10-5 lead. Nicholson got a major decision win of his own on Friday. Getting the 5th win of the season so far. Nicholson was named a member of the SoCon All-Freshman team as he gets a 1-point escape, finishing 10-12 on the year and getting 3rd place at 165 at the Wolfpack Open. And now with a 4-point edge, Kennedy Monday not in an area of too much bother. He's got the 2.5 minutes of riding time. And now the plan's going to be how he can turn a decision into a major decision and try to get that extra point for the team. He's going to get it right there as Nicholson was able to spin up for just half a second, and now the takedown is confirmed. 12-6 in favor of Kennedy Monday. Nicholson gets up to a vertical base, is driven out of bounds, and we bring it back to the center. 17 seconds remaining. Again, as we said, with Kennedy Monday being out for the entire ACC season last year in the second half of 2019, as Nicholson gets the 1-point escape, I guarantee you he is going to be a force to be reckoned with at 165 once ACC play comes around. Now the competitors at 165 that are currently ranked higher than him in the conference is Thomas Bullard of NC State, Jake Wenzel of Pittsburgh as he gets another 2-point takedown on Nicholson here, and David McFadden, the senior out of Virginia Tech. It's now a 14-7 lead with the riding point secured. It's now 15-7. They'll add that point right at the end. Obviously, with 1:39 to go. Monday giving the signal that he's going to let Nicholson up, give him the escape point, now 14-8, and Monday's just going to build this. Obviously, 90 seconds left to secure another takedown. Good defense, though, by Nicholson. And again, solid defense. You're hearing it from the Chattanooga staff, coaching staff. Obviously, every team point is crucial here. And now Coleman Scott out of his chair. Kennedy Monday's been going really well for about 6 minutes, but now he's got a minute to go here to try to get that major decision. And if Nicholson can hold this off, that's going to be a victory in its own right, especially in the eyes of his teammates. Clock stopped with 45 seconds. We just saw in the last matchup at 157, AC Headley and Jorge Carpenter, very competitive match, 8-6, that gave Carolina the lead in terms of the dual meet. And now this match is another key factor in this dual meet, with every point being so crucial as Nicholson's doing really well defensively. No stall warning as Nicholson comes in with an attempt of his own. Both wrestlers right at the edge and driven out of play. 9 seconds to go. Look at Monday just walking up there, and now clock's going to be stopped. False start on Kennedy Monday. You saw him breathing heavily, trying to walk up back to the neutral position. As they try to get one more takedown here. But that's great defense from Drew Nicholson. Clay Lout did really well in his first season as a Tar Heel in his redshirt year, primarily wrestling at 165 and at 174. As both wrestlers driven out towards the edge of the mat, we'll bring it back to the neutral position. Clay Lout mostly competing in tournaments last year, taking third place at the National Collegiate Open. And he drives Fortner down to the mat and gets the early 2-point takedown. Hunter Fortner now 3-5 on the season this year. After finishing 10-17 overall and 9-16 at 174 as Fortner gets the escape, and we're back to the neutral. (2-1) here at the midway point of the first round.
Clay is known for his ability to win with style. He led the Tar Heels with number of pins last season, picking up 13 wins via fall over the course of the season.
And Clay Lout, as you heard from the PA announcer, did really well in the tournaments that he did, getting third place at the Hokie Open, third place at the Pembroke Classic, fifth place at the Wolfpack Open, fourth place at the Franklin and Marshall Open, and second place at the App State Open. So we have 40 seconds remaining in this first round. Had 12 pinfalls last season, a team high. Clay Lout wrestling here in these dual meets for the first time as we have an attempted takedown just at the edge of the out of bounds. No takedown announced as the horn sounded. And Clay Lout was able to get a fall in their win against the Wolverines. 2:19 into the first round, and then picked up a major decision against Jared Hill. Fortner trying to get out of Lout's clutches, able to turn around and face him, but was not able to secure an escape point. So we bring it back to the center with Fortner on bottom. "90 seconds remaining in this second round. And Lout just lets him go. 2-2. Right now, Lout has 1 minute and 4 seconds of riding time, so he has the slight edge with the riding point. So far, it's far from over, as Lout has been the aggressor in the neutral. And he's really dictating things against Fortner. Especially when they come together, as they do right here. Gets him down, secures the takedown. 2 points for Clay Lout. And now it's 4-2 in this 7th match of 10. Carolina with a 13-9 lead in this dual meet. Fortner able to turn things around, spin out as the horn sounds, but no escape point was given. Looked like Fortner was trying to establish a potential for a reversal. But the horn sounds after the 2-minute second round period, and now we head to the 2-minute third round period as Lout gets to the bottom. And after the quick whistle, Fortner brings him back down to the mat. But only for just a moment. 2-point edge so far, as Lout's riding time point is now under a minute, and both wrestlers outside the circle will bring it back to the middle. And the escape gives Lout a 5-2 lead. I think more of a strategy point for Hunter Fortner and Chattanooga. As you hear Coleman Scott saying, "Let's go," to the sophomore. Solid defense, and now is able to turn it into offense when we have a takedown and maybe more, and a pin, just like that. What a move by Clay Lout, securing the pin. His second pin of the year in as many matches. And that pinfall gives Carolina a 19-9 lead. 184 for the Mocs is going to be Matthew Weddell, the sophomore out of Gilmer, Georgia. Mazzara moving up a couple weight classes. Last year wrestling at 165. Finishing the year with an 11-8 record was Mazzara. He won the Pembroke Open in his first collegiate tournament that he ever competed in. Ended up getting 6th place at the Cleveland State Open. And so far this year, Joey Mazzara is 9-4 on the year. He is, while the Tar Heels were competing in dual meets against Stanford and against Michigan, he was competing in tournaments as we have the match is forced out on the far side, and we're back to the neutral. Mazzara competed been wrestling so far at 174 in those tournaments. And today wrestling at 184. Actually winning at the Pembroke Open for the second straight year. And got pretty far at the Wolfpack Open, losing both matches by pinfall as we're forced back to the neutral. 70 seconds remaining in the first round. His opponent, Matthew Weddell, the sophomore. Currently 6-2 on the year after getting a pin. One of 4 pins for the Mocs on Friday. Bit of a battle here between the two sides. No attempt yet at a takedown. Had some close chances. As Weddell tried to go on the inside, get the inside leg takedown, but was not secure. So both wrestlers outside the circle, we bring it back to the middle. 30 seconds remaining in the first round. Tar Heel fans elated here at Carmichael Arena after seeing Clay Lout pick up a pinfall at 174. And has now given the Tar Heels a 19-9 lead in this dual meet. Solid defense there from Weddell against the aggressor in Mazzara. 4 seconds remaining. And this will be the first bout of the day that's gone 0-0 after 3 minutes. And Weddell is going to take the bottom position first. Mazzara taking his time as gets ready to get on top, and now on the whistle, we're back in action here. Weddell trying to shake off Mazzara by shifting the left hand, and 1 point escape is given to Weddell. No stopping on the continuation. We'll bring it back to the neutral. Mazzara getting 22 seconds of riding time at the start of the round. Weddell finished second at the Southeast Open earlier this year in November. And is a transfer from the University of Oklahoma, where he was there for 2 years. Stall warning called on Mazzara. 50 seconds remaining in the second round. And now a 2-point takedown secured by Weddell. And it's now a 3-0 lead for the sophomore out of Georgia. Weddell, 3-time state champion at his local high school in Gilmer, and placed third at the NHSCA Junior Nationals. And a good job by Weddell preventing Mazzara from trying to get to a standing position. Brings him back down to the mat. That time with his legs. As the seconds tick down for the second round. 3-0 lead for Weddell. And 19 seconds in riding time advantage. Mazzara picks the neutral. And it looked like it was a hand to the face that kind of stunned Mazzara, and that gave Mazzara the immediate takedown, quick escape, and now a 2-point takedown of his own. It's 5-3. Lets him up. It's now 6-3. Quick sequence there. Mazzara 3 points behind. Obviously needs to get a takedown and a little bit more here in this third round. After he was initially stunned with a shot to the face that led to the takedown earlier by Weddell. Spins away from that takedown attempt, comes down on top of him, and both wrestlers go out of bounds, so no points secured for either. So we bring it back to the neutral. 54 seconds remaining in this third round. Good shot by Weddell. And secures the takedown. His third of the match. As he drags Mazzara out of bounds, brings it back to the middle. Now with a 5-point lead and 36 seconds remaining. It appears that Weddell may have secured the decision here. And for the sophomore, it'll be his second consecutive win. And he will move to 7-2 on the season. Will not be able to get a riding point. Stall warning called on Mazzara. Second stall warning. Now makes it 9-3. 58 seconds of riding time. Leaves it just at that. A 9-3 win. A sophomore out of Dundee, Michigan, against the senior out of Duluth, Georgia, Rodney Jones. Stalling warning called on Jones early on, not 20 seconds into the first round. Whitman went 18-15 as a true freshman. And defeated Alex Schenk of Duke to get a spot in the NCAA tournament in his first year, as Jones secures the opening takedown. Rodney Jones, meanwhile, last year finished 20-20 on the year, also qualifying for the NCAA tournament. And getting second place at the SoCon tournament. Great aggression from Rodney Jones on top of Whitman. But Whitman getting up to a standing base, but Jones brings him right back down to the mat. Could not quite secure the escape. Whitman has lost his first two dual meets of this year in dual matches. Whitman so far is 2-4 on the season, getting sixth place at the Southeast Open. He lost to Jackson Strigo of Michigan by decision, 8-2, and then lost to the ninth-ranked wrestler at 197, Nathan Traxler of Stanford, by that same 8-2 decision. So Whitman looking for his first dual win of the year. Jones got a major decision on Friday against Davidson, which brings him to 4-4 on the year. Jones got fourth at the Southeast Open at 197. 30 seconds remaining in this first round after the escape. It's now 2-1. Jones with a quick shot, defended well by Whitman. And after the early takedown by Rodney Jones, he was able to acquire a minute and 11 seconds of riding time. Decision was given to Whitman. He decides to take the bottom to start the second. So far, no movement from Whitman at the start of the round. Trying to get encouragement from some of the fans here at Carmichael. is now standing and is able to shake off Jones's grip. Now tied up at 2. Ronnie Jones with a minute 27 of riding time so far, so he does have that point. We still have a long way to go as we are now past the midway point of the 7 minutes. Whitman showing a little more here in this second round against Jones. He's got to pace himself, knowing he's got to be strategic. But that snapshot from Jones is able to secure the takedown here. It didn't take much, but that headshot from Jones able to put Whitman off balance, and then Jones immediately pounced on his opportunity to get the takedown. And it's now 4-2 in favor of the senior over the sophomore. 24 seconds remaining in the second round. He has the riding point edge as well. And now with the way that the match is looking, as we said, after 8 bouts, Carolina has a 19-12 lead in favor of the Tar Heels, as Coleman Scott's going to throw out the challenge bar. Edge here in this dual meet.
After video review, the normal match is confirmed.
So we now get set for the third round here. And Jones had deferred to the bottom position, and Whitman said, I just want to go back to neutral, so the escape point was given. So it's now 5-2 in favor of Chattanooga here. Stalemate as we go back to the neutral. After this match is the heavyweight contest. And again, with the way the score looks right now in terms of the dual meet, 19-12, this match here, the result of this match here, and then the heavyweight match will determine the dual meet. Seconds remaining. As Whitman can't seem to find an edge against Rodney Jones. Good defense by the senior. Jones was given a stalling warning earlier in the first round as we have a stalemate. Doesn't really want to concede a stalling point. The riding point is secured, makes it 6-2. And a takedown to boot And they're going Kennedy Monday winning at 165, and then the big pin by Clay Lout at 174. Made it 19-9. Back-to-back decisions won by Weddell and Jones at 184 and 197 for the Mocs, and now it's Gunning against Walthall at heavyweight. Gunning went 12-6 as a redshirt sophomore last year, primarily competing at invitational tournaments, winning the Pembroke Open at heavyweight and also the Newberry Open at heavyweight. As we said, Walthall posted an 18-17 record as Gunning gets the opening takedown to start this heavyweight match. And Walthall, a state champion as a senior at Christian Brothers High School in Memphis, Tennessee. Walthall got a pinfall in his last match against Davidson. It's now 3-5 on the year. Gunning, meanwhile, in this season, Gunning is 3-2 after winning the Southeast Open, defeating Brandon Noddy, 21st ranked wrestler out of West Virginia. But Gunning has lost his last two bouts in dual meets, losing to 5th-ranked Mason Paris of Michigan and David Shawunmi of Stanford. The escape by Walthall makes it 2-1 in favor of Carolina as we are under a minute in this first round. Gunning acquiring 57 seconds of riding time after that takedown. Coaching staff from Carolina trying to inspire the redshirt junior, try to get a shot in, add to his lead. Under 30 seconds remaining in this first round. We've got things at a stalemate here at the end of the first round. An aggressive takedown by Andrew Gunning is what separates the two so far. And after the decision, it's given to Walthall, and he'll take the bottom. So far, an immediate. Thought the escape point was going to be given. It was only for like a fraction of a second, but now Gunning releases. He has 1 minute and 12 seconds of riding time so far, as we are tied at 2. Carolina 19, Chattanooga 15 in terms of the dual meet. So Gunning just has to preserve what he has and not give up anything big as he gets a takedown here. Excellent agility by the redshirt junior, Andrew Gunning. You see those quick movements coming at the heavyweight division. You know something big is going to happen, and it showed there. Gunning releases, gives Walthall the escape point. Coleman Scott telling Gunning to keep moving and not be too stationary in terms of his wrestling. Shakedown. They have stunned him, and a great inside leg lock, able to spin and get the takedown. 6-3 lead for Andrew Gunning. This would be a great way to end his losing streak as he looks back at the clock to see how much time is left in the round. Just about 10 seconds remaining. Keeps his left foot in bounds, let the clock run, and now the time ends at the second round. As Gunning decides to take the neutral position. And we get this third round quickly started. 6-3 lead for Gunning. He's got 1:54 of riding time. Those two takedowns in that second round, really impressive to add to his lead, and with it, he's about 90 seconds away from securing the dual meet for the Tar Heels. Whiffed shot by Walthall. Shows how tired he's looking as Gunning's still looking for more. That's part of the edge that you saw Coleman Scott in terms of shouting at his man to keep his feet moving, keep him active. And it's helped pay off. Yielded to those takedowns, especially the one where he came in and used his agility to get the inside leg, as he's showing here. Trying to get another takedown here, trying to spin him on his front, and he gets another one to secure it. 8-3 lead, riding point secure, and that is going to be the dual meet for the Tar Heels. Andrew Gunning shakes off his two-match losing streak with a 9-3 win over Andrew Walthall. So 6 wins for the Tar Heels here today. Jamie Hernandez